If you don't know by now, President Donald Trump will be reinaugurated as the President of the United States again in January. Now, many people are maybe shocked by that, and others may have already had the expectation. But as the entire year has gone by, I have asked, and many of others have asked the question, how did he do it? Being that he has displayed characteristics and traits that are not necessarily desirable for someone who we would call president. The question that many people are having is, and even the question that I've had, is how did he do it? What was it about his campaign that separated his from Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign? So in this short video, I'm going to give you some secrets, some insights of which that I've learned just by doing a simple analysis of his campaign and what made the American people buy into him. What you have to understand about campaigns and marketing and sales, and this is what's going to help you in your business. People don't buy from you simply because you're a good person or a bad person. Your character is not necessarily the reason why people buy from you exclusively. There are other things about you or about what you're offering that makes people want to buy from you. And many people think that, well, if I'm educated, if I'm qualified, if I get all the credentials, then people are going to want to buy from me. That's what they thought with Kamala Harris. But that just wasn't the case in this entire electionary period. We see Vice President Kamala Harris, she was well qualified. She was very educated. She has history with the different branches of the government, all of these different things, yet she still didn't win. So we have to ask ourselves, why did the people buy into the message of Donald Trump? I just said something right there. It was the messaging. The message is what brought people into not just agreement with it, but they bought into it to a point to where they were willing to buy things that further validated their support of him. And it's interesting. Now, let me just make this disclaimer. This is not necessarily, it's not at all a a political conversation. This is a educational conversation so that you can understand how you can implement the same tactics in your business, in your industry, on your resume, on in your interviews. When you're trying to grow or scale your business, you have to use these very same things in order to get the results that you desire to get. So there are 5 things I want to give you that will help you craft your marketing in a way that leads people to make a decision about you immediately. It all boiled down to, and I have some notes here, and I just want you to know that I took some notes because I wanted to make sure that I gave you all of the things that I learned. It all boiled down to Donald Trump's message. Now you may ask yourself, well, what does a message have to do with a an election campaign? Well, people need to know what you're saying. People need to have some type of context for them to want to even trust you beyond your character. We know Donald Trump, we have heard and seen some of his character flaws and things of that nature. Um but still people bought. And so it couldn't be just exclusively who he was or was not that made people like him or not. right? It had to be something deeper than that. Okay. So I found some things, and the first thing that I found about his message was it was simple. He had a simple message. Everybody is like, well, what is Donald Trump coming to do? He said, I'm coming to make America great again. Oh wow. So that brings me into a different thought pattern, right? It makes me want to say, okay, well, is America not great now? What about America is not great? And it causes people to have a self-reflection without confronting the problem specifically. It leads them into a specific outcome of what they already want. The American people want to feel like they're great and they're a part of a great nation. People came from different parts of the world to be an American citizen, which is why we would call ourselves a melting pot. It's so simple that it's stupid. He said, "I'm coming to make America great again." So now people are doing a reflection and trying to figure out, okay, so what about America isn't great? So then it gives them some type of of segue into, okay, Mr. Trump, well, what about America are you going to make great? Okay. The simplicity of the message is key. If you are someone who don't know, or who doesn't know rather, exactly what you are coming to do, or how you're going to help me, then people are not going to listen to you. People don't listen to word salad. People listen to simplicity. You know a brand by the simplicity of the brand. For example, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Nike, just do it, right? Um, uh, I forget the one that says we have the meat. There's so many different marketing messages or slogans that bring people into some type of one, reflection, and number two, decision. Because if I reflect on something in my life and you present a message to me, have presented a message to me, and I'm reflective of that, I then can make a decision about whether that applies to me or not. So his simplicity of his message was so key in winning the hearts of people. If you don't know what you're coming to do for me, you're not going to be successful at all. What are you selling, people? What is the thing that people want? American people want to feel great, and they want to feel like they're a part of something that's great. That slogan was so powerful because it made people desire something. And so then as he began to communicate what about America he was going to make great, it made sense for people to want to buy into it. Number two, not only was his message simple, his message was emotional. When you're in sales, people don't buy from you because they like you exclusively. That's part of it, but that's not always all of it. People don't buy from you because they've thought about it exclusively. When I'm saying exclusively, what I'm saying is these are factors, but they're not the main thing, right? There is a level of logic that is attached to sales, but sales is 95 to 98% emotional because people only buy from you because they feel like it. I'm not buying from you if I don't feel like buying from you. So he created an environment for people to feel what they needed to feel. What were the things that he was conversing about mostly? Protection and money. If you telling me that you're gonna protect my nation so that you can protect my family. Now there are some things that were just absolutely outlandish or whatever. However, we're talking about a messaging. You are saying that you're going to protect this land. You're saying that you're going to do this financially for us. You're telling us all these things. These are the things that people are attached to. Do you know why people buy? They feel like it, yes. But why do they feel like it? Because it's going to help them financially. It's going to help them in their health, or it's going to help them in their relationships. All the things that most of the people that bought from him, or the people that believed in him, the reason why they voted for him is because they felt the emotion beyond just the message. Within your messaging, it has to be something that people want. It has to be something that people desire. It has to be something that is near to the heart of people and not just to their mind. Because if I sell you on something that you don't want, you're not going to buy from me. Here's a sales One of the things that I realized in sales when I was selling life insurance is people don't buy life insurance. That's a product. People don't buy books. That's a product. People don't buy tax services. That's a product. People buy the feeling that they get of the solution that comes with the product, right? So so the life insurance is the product, but they're not buying into the life insurance. They're buying into peace of mind. They're buying into security. They're buying into tax-free wealth. They're buying into all those different things. When people are buying my tax program, they're not buying the tax program. They're buying what? IRS protection. They're buying tax reduction, meaning that you can put more money in your pockets. Meaning that you can take that money and do more and invest to a point to where you can now not have to worry about money. And now what does that do? That helps you and your family. All these different, they're buying into that. It's the outcomes of the outcomes that make people want to participate in what you have to offer. So if you're not emotionally connected, if you don't know what the symptom or the pain of someone is, then you will never be able to speak to them to help them heal their pain. Let me give you an example. Christ comes, he says, I'm coming to heal the sick. Oh my God, there are sick people. What happens? Sick people flock to him. I'm coming to deliver the people who are in prison, people who are in bondage. Come to him. Why? Because his message speaks to the thing that they actually want. Now, here's the thing. I can know what you need, but I'm going to give you what you want, but on the back end, give you what you need. Here's what I'm going to tell you. There are people who need their taxes done. But what am I going to give them? I'm going to give them what they want. And what do they want? They want to have more money in their pockets. They want to be able to do more with what they've been given. They want to be able to take what they have and invest it in other places. I'm going to give them that. But what they actually need is a tax plan. So you have to craft your message that, yes, address what they need, but think about what is it that they really want. Needs-based businesses are great. I love them. But even within the need, what is it that people really want? They're I'm telling you, people need laundry detergent. But what if this is a product? People need to do their laundry. Absolutely. But what do they really want? They want their clothes to smell good. They want to feel good in their clothes. They want to be able to, um not have all the toxic chemicals. So what do they want? They want that's health. That's confidence. They want to feel good and smell good when they go outside. So when I'm selling them on the big dream. That's the emotional part. Number 3, what about his message that was powerful? It was believable. Donald Trump had a message that people could believe. Don't sell. My dad used to say this. My dad used to say, "Don't sell me wolf tickets." Now, that basically means don't lie to me. Don't tell me something you're gonna do something, then don't do it. Now we know politicians, whatever. But if people don't believe in your message, it doesn't make sense. So how do I make a message that's believable? I'm gonna show you in a second. If you go out, if people don't know you and you go out and tell them, I'm going to help you make $1 million trillion in the next year, that that's not mm-mm. But if I tell you, I'm going to show you how to build a business that will help your family live debt free for the rest of your lives and help you build generational wealth, that's more believable. If I tell you that I'm going to help you reduce your tax bill in the next 90 days without all of the extra uh, formulas and meetings and all that other stuff that comes with sometimes planning, that's more believable. People believe you because you are confronting pain and leading them into the promised land. People believe you because you are addressing the issues that they're most concerned about. See, when you're thinking about business has to be pain oriented. But then once I address the pain, I need to figure out what the solution is going to be. So once I've dealt with the pain, we're still talking about emotion and belief. I now get you to believe because it's more believable to tell me that you can help me uh, um, uh, remove the tax burden than it is for you to tell me that you're going to help me make $1 million. It's way more believable. Why? Because the pain is the lack. The pain is the frustration. The pain is the the poor health. The pain is I struggle to wake up and get out of my bed. I feel less energized. The pain are those things, the things that people are mostly concerned. So when I lead you from pain to the promise, that's more believable. So instead of coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna help you get these big goals," say that, yes, but say it and address the pain in that. I'm gonna help you do this without the pain. I'm gonna help you build a. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to uh, um, get 20 to 40 hours of your time back and reduce your profits. I mean, increase your profits without having to add more people to your team. What did I just confront? The time issues. So people want to, in a nutshell, people want to feel, they want to believe you. You need to be believable. Number four, it was targeted. It was a targeted message. Who are you talking to? See, what I realized about Mr. Trump is his message was very, very targeted. He knew who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to the elite. We might think he was, but the elite is only 1% of the United States. That's a couple 100,000 people. Okay. The truth is, he was speaking to the majority of people, the working class people. That's not something that is often common, but the reality is he spoke to the majority of people. So this message could resonate with a larger group of people. So when I have a big problem and this big problem has a big audience, and I speak to their problems and their pain, but I give them a solution like I'm gonna make America great. That's really the message. Make America great again through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What did I just do? I just sold an entire nation on something that they can't tangibly see. Cause here's the thing about belief. You can't see it. Belief is something that's unseen. So if I'm showing you something or I'm painting a picture for you, I'm creating an imagination for you to be able to see it in your own head. Oh yeah, when this happened, this can happen, then I open your eyes I take your eyes from the pain to the possibilities. See, because belief, and I'm going back to belief within the target audience, right? Belief is actually, you don't have any tangible proof of it, even if other people have proof of it. You don't know that it's going to work for you, but because of the messaging, because it takes me from pain to promise, and because you're showing me how in the process with simplicity, I now can have a believable message. I believe in you. All right. So we have simplicity, emotional, it's believable, it's targeted, but it's also consistent. He has never changed his tone. He's never changed the cadence of his message. It has stayed the same. This is how you create brand consistency. I can almost guarantee that our children are going to hear this slogan, this tagline, these colors for the next 10 to 30 to 40. This is historical. What he's done is historical. So, in that context, what's making it historical? He has built an audience of people who believe on him, who have received his message, who feel the message, who believe his message. They're in his audience and they are perpetuating the same message. They are saying the same things. So now we have an entire group of people who, they may not even like him as a person, but they believe in what he's saying. That doesn't necessarily even make sense. It wouldn't be logical. This isn't even logical. They don't even necessarily like the man, but his message makes sense. They know his past, but his message makes sense. So I want you as a person now to stop thinking and overthinking your messaging. I want you to stop overthinking it. I want you to stop um trying to overeducate people who need simplicity. One of the best things that I've been taught and I've been working to learn is how to take complex things and make them simple. As I'm embarking upon this journey as a father, one of the things that I am thinking about is why I do certain things and how can I convey that message to my child that brings understanding. If your 5-year old can understand you, you will be an excellent marketer. If you can lead your 5-year old or 3-year old into a decision that is profitable for them, you'll be the best salesperson ever. Your messaging needs to be so simple that that like Alex Hormozy would say, a third grader can understand it. See, when you're thinking about your messaging, you have to ask the deeper questions. The deeper questions bring you into deeper simplicity. Um, and what I mean by that is when I get to the why, well, why don't people want to pay taxes? Because one, two, three. Well, why don't they want to do that? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Now I'm getting to the root. Now I can speak to their pain in a different way. So his messaging was consistent, but I'm gonna give you a sixth one as a bonus. His message was productizable. Now I don't even know if that's a word. But here's the thing: they started wearing shirts. They started getting hats. They start putting on the billboards. It was hashtag. It was an entire marketing strategy that existed far beyond just running Facebook ads. It was a presence, it was a theme, it was a message, it was a sign, it was a an acronym. It was all these different things. Advertising is not the same thing as marketing. Marketing is an entire branding experience that brings people from not knowing you to liking you to loving you to trusting what you're saying. Advertising is just pointing out a specific issue. If it's just advertising is just a part of the marketing. Okay. Marketing is for data. Okay. Did that message work? Or not that message, but did that tagline work? Did that headline work? How can I better make it pop? What color should I use? They used red. It was red and white. What even no blue in there? Because red is a sign of boldness. So I'm brought all these. So what are the five messaging strategies that will help you secure a strong message? Is one, make your message simple. Number two, make your message emotional. Number three, make your message believable. Number four, make your message targeted. Number five, make your message consistent. And number six, make your message productizable. You want to be on a t-shirt. Okay. So the next question is, how do I do that? How do I create a message that will make people want to buy from me? I'm going to tell you right now. Number one, you need to know who you're speaking to. Who is your audience? Yeah, you want to speak to women. Well, what type of women? Are they married? Are they single? Are they mothers? Are they young? Are they old? Are they rich? Are they divorced? Um, are they in a specific industry? These are questions that will help you specify your audience. Okay. Number two, let me not even do number two. Number 1A. What are the things that your audience is afraid of? What are the things in your audience that your audience will resonate with the most? What are their ambitions, their desires? What are some of the things that they want to do but they feel like they can't do? What are their limitations? What are their hindrances? What are some of the things that they've tried to do? Where do they live? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Instagram? Are they on I don't know, these other different platforms? Are they on Twitch? I don't know. Well, who is your audience? What do they feel? What makes them tick? What makes them frustrated? What keeps them up at night? Well, that's one of the best things that you can ask when you're doing like a marketing analysis. Asking people in that market, what are some of the things that you worry about the most? My children being taken care of. Oh my God. I used to be trying to sell. That was horrible English again, Lord. I used to try to sell insurance to young people. Now it's not bad, but how I presented it was they don't care about retirement. They care about making money, creating wealth. They're worried about, you know, um, making sure they good while they're living. So how can I create a message for them that makes them want to buy what I have, even though they're not thinking about it? What's keeping them up at night? The fear of the future. Wow. Is that actually even a thing? Maybe not, but that's what they're thinking about. Okay. So once we know your audience, what are their problems? What is your audience's specific problem? What is the problem that you're both what? Skilled, proficiency, that you're purposed, and that's part of your passion. What problem are you solving? Is it a money problem? Is it a health problem? Is it a relational problem? Now, when you're choosing this problem, the problem has to be a few things big enough that makes people want to pay you, and the audience has to be big enough for there to be an opportunity for you to actually grow into it. So you need to know what your audience is, what the problem is, and what is your unique solution. How are you going to help them? Well, I'm going to sell them a book. That's not helping them. People don't care about books. Well, I'm going to help, you know, I'm going to help them by giving them a coaching program. They don't care. They don't want your product. They don't want your program. They don't want your price. They don't care nothing about that stuff. They want the solution. The solution is the offer. And beyond the solution, they want the impact of the solution. How is this going to change or transform them? It has to be transformative. And you have to, number 4, know what to say to the audience. Donald Trump said, I'm going to make America great again. Big promise. Confronts a big problem to a big audience. And he said it all the time. He said it in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of his messages. Making an address, having a conversation, saying the same thing. He knew how to get people. He knew clickbait. He knew what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, and when to say it. He's a salesman. He's a businessman. So how do you bring this all together? The 4 steps were what? Number 1, know your audience, know the problem you solve, know the solution that you can bring them into, and know what to say to them. So let me help you build your value proposition really quickly. Okay? You can use this on in any context. You can use it on your resume. You can use this on your social media. This is the start of building a strong offer. I help blank audience or group of people get XY result without XYZ stuff they don't like or are afraid of. Let me show you or give you mine. I help 7-figure entrepreneurs reduce their tax bill and grow their wealth without fearing the IRS, and without having to be a financial genius. When someone asks you what you do, that's what you say. Don't tell them that you're a coach. Don't tell them that you're a consultant. Don't tell them that you're a businessman or an entrepreneur. They don't care. How can you help me? It's the real question. So when they say, what do you do? Well, I help entrepreneurs reduce their tax bill. 7-figure entrepreneurs reduce their tax bill, grow wealth without fearing the IRS. They're afraid. I put their fears in there, their pains, and the solutions, and the target audience, all the things. And it's simple enough for you to understand, but clear enough for you to be able to resonate with it. So the next question they'll ask you, well, how do you do that? Let's book a consultation. We can go over that. All right. So I wanted to give you that because I thought it was interesting of some of the conversations that has been had over the last few days regarding this election. But what I want you to mostly take away is, if you want to transform your financial life, your business, get clear about your message. Make it simple, emotional, believable, targeted, consistent, and make it something that you can put on the product. My name is JaQuan Gamble. I hope that this helped you. I hope that you are able to grow your wealth and keep your wealth with this message. Peace.